Gibbs's NCIS comeback is officially dead. For now, NCIS officially kills Leroy Jethro Gibbs' proper return for the foreseeable future. It has been 5 years since Mark Harmon left the procedural with his character's retirement. His exit led to the show having to find its identity again, considering that he had been the face of the project since its inception in 2003. NCIS Season 23 inched the procedural near the end of that process, as it finally found its footing again following a couple of disappointing years, with a run full of compelling twists and several comebacks. The 2025 to 2026 TV cycle was transformative for NCIS. It started the year with the returns of Vera Strickland and Ellie Bishop, and towards the end, it wrapped up Rocky Carroll's 18-year run on the show with the death of director Leon Vance. As if that wasn't a big enough twist, the penultimate episode of the season confirmed the return of Gibbs to the DMV, albeit with no physical appearance from Harmon. This led many to believe that it was just a matter of time before he finally made a proper comeback, but the chances of that happening are very small to none. In the NCIS Season 23 finale, Gabriel LaRoche officially returned with the intent of becoming the new director. He made that clear to Alden Parker and had no problem tarnishing the legacy of Vance if it meant that he could claim the vacant post. Considering that, MCRT has to be very careful when dealing with him, as he has long proven that he would stop at nothing for political gain. Considering Parker and Gibbs taking matters into their own hands when dealing with Wayne Rogers, it will be best if Harmon's character continues to stay in Alaska, so as not to draw any connections between them. Harriet Parker already has an idea that her brother had something to do with what happened with the mastermind to Vance's murder. The rest of the MCRT also pieced 2 and 2 together after learning about what happened to Rogers. If LaRoche ever finds any link to the crime and Parker, he will undoubtedly use it to his advantage in his bid to take over the agency. This doesn't mean that Gibbs can never physically appear again in NCIS. Showrunner Stephen D. Binder has been clear about making sure that they utilize the character effectively, and they decided to debut his first proper storyline in modern times, in NCIS Season 23. Right now, a lot of things are still uncertain in the series, but assuming that LaRoche never succeeds in his endeavor and the agency is once again led by a trustworthy character, the path would be clear for Gibbs's Navy Yard comeback. Based on the updates about the character, however, since he retired from the agency, there's only one thing that would have him leave Alaska, and that's to be of assistance to the team whenever their backs are against the wall. He didn't return for Ducky's funeral or Vance's send-off, which might be odd for some, but it's safe to say that he honored them in his own way. However, he will be more than willing to get out of retirement if it means that he could help MCRT, which was the case in NCIS Season 23. For years, NCIS fans have held on to one enduring hope: the return of Leroy Jethro Gibbs. Ever since Mark Harmon stepped away from the flagship series in Season 19, speculation about his comeback has never truly disappeared. Every new season announcement, every cast interview, and every cryptic social media post has reignited rumors that Gibbs would once again walk through the doors of the Navy Yard. But now, it appears that Gibbs's long-awaited return to NCIS is officially dead, at least for the foreseeable future. The latest updates surrounding the franchise suggest that the writers and producers have no immediate plans to bring Harmon back to the main series. While fans may be disappointed, the decision isn't entirely surprising. When Gibbs left NCIS, his farewell felt unusually complete. After solving a case in Alaska, Gibbs made the life-changing decision to stay behind, telling McGee that he had finally found peace. For a man who spent decades carrying unimaginable emotional scars, it was a rare moment of serenity. The character who had always lived for the job finally chose himself. Bringing Gibbs back simply for nostalgia could risk undermining that emotional ending. Executive producers have repeatedly emphasized that Gibbs remains alive and very much a part of the NCIS universe. However, they've also made it clear that his story reached a natural stopping point. Unless a future storyline genuinely demands his presence, forcing a return could diminish the significance of his departure. That doesn't mean Mark Harmon has completely closed the door. In past interviews, Harmon has carefully avoided using words like retirement. Instead, He has consistently said that he remains open to possibilities if the right creative opportunity emerges. It's an important distinction. Gibbs may be absent, but he has never been permanently written out. Ironically, Harmon continues to influence the franchise even while off-screen. He remains closely connected to the growing NCIS universe and serves as an executive producer on NCIS Origins, the prequel series exploring Gibbs's early years. Through that project, fans are still receiving new stories centered on one of television's most beloved investigators. For now, though, viewers shouldn't expect a surprise appearance in Season 24. The current team, led by Alden Parker, Timothy McGee, Jessica Knight, and Nick Torres, has firmly established its own identity. The series has spent several seasons proving that NCIS can survive and thrive without its longtime leader. Reintroducing Gibbs too soon could shift focus away from the characters carrying the franchise forward. Still, in television, never is a dangerous word. Franchises built on legacy characters often find ways to bring fan favorites back when audiences least expect it. Whether it's a special event episode, a series finale, or a major crossover, Gibbs's return remains one of the most powerful cards CBS could play. So yes, Gibbs's NCIS comeback is officially dead for now. But if television history has taught fans anything, it's this: never count Leroy Jethro Gibbs out for good. Thank you for watching. Write what you think about it. Subscribe to the channel.